I'm okay. I just smoked another to the face, yeah. She wanna stay. Singing to your bitch like I was Drake, yeah.
Don't just try to tell me you love me. Can't keep it real if you really don't trust me. Come with a real, you here been the front seat. Get my meals, I'm gunning for the money. Money in the bank, coming with a dank. Skrilling in a tank, rolling with the gang. You sitting out on the sideline tripping. I go to the hole with the rock like Pippin.
Yeah. I'm okay.
What up, though? Welcome back to Whatever Waits live on Woodwardsports.com. I'm Eazy with Rax. Grizz, Nicholas, Kohloff, smash the like button, be a friend, tell a friend, and share the stream. It's a somber Monday because we did not hire Mike McDaniel.
Listen, if Mike McDaniel is an offensive coordinator next year, this might be the worst move in the Detroit Lions franchise history. Like, worse than Matt Patricia. Like, if Mike McDaniel isn't a head coach, I don't know what the fuck we're doing. And, listen, we have friends who work covering Arizona, covering the Arizona Cardinals, and they hate this guy. The whole team has hated that guy. The whole fan base did, and obviously that's not the best representation because there are good things that Drew Petzing has done. If you're new here, if you're living under a rock, the Lions hired an offensive coordinator, and his name's Drew Petzing. He's the former offensive coordinator for the Arizona Cardinals, where last year their offense was dog shit. Now there was a lot of injuries, quarterbacks, running backs, different things like that. The things that he has done well for the Cardinals is he made Trey McBride look really good. He had Michael Carter break out, go for 1,000 yards last year. That's pretty cool. He runs a lot of 13 personnel. Since taking over in Arizona, they were number one in the usage of 13 personnel, so expect a first-round tight end. Yeah, not happy. Not great, Bob. I'm not going to sit here and act like, but also you can't truly overreact. But this feels like Dan Campbell not breaking his comfort zone. This feels like Dan Campbell doing one of those where, I'm going to bring in my guy, like he did with Anthony Lynn and like he did with Johnny Morton. Because Drew Petzing, Ben Johnson was the best man in his wedding. He stood up at Ben Johnson's wedding. Get out of here. He was with Hank Fraley together in Minnesota, so they're familiar there. This feels like the safe, comfortable, we know this guy, so we're going to hire him pick.
What the is going on with my life?
And that hasn't really worked out very well for the Lions the past couple times that they've done that. Yeah. Not great, Bob.
Can I be honest? I don't hate it. The only part I hate about it is that the name isn't Mike McDaniel. And we have a tweet from Jeremy Fowler that you found.
It's for Jeff Darlington.
Oh, Jeff Darlington. I apologize. Yeah. That Mike McDaniel probably could have been the option for you. It's just that the Lions organization didn't see it as a fit. That's one that, like Spinny said at the beginning of the show, that one could bite you. Especially if this guy goes on and takes an offensive coordinator job, specifically maybe one in Philadelphia. That would fucking suck a lot. But as far as Petzing goes, I get it's not a sexy name. I get it's not a name that we heard before. But as Spinny was alluding to, a lot of 12 personnel, a lot of 13 personnel, a lot of condensed formations, a lot of play action. That's what this offense has been bred to be.
Then why do we draft Isaac Tisla?
That's a Brad Holmes. That's a Brad Holmes situation. And trust me, I've had beef about it ever since his name was called. Ever since the trade was made to draft Isaac Tisla. He may end up being a fucking Colby Parkinson. But still, a lot of assets to invest in a fucking wide receiver 3. That's a whole different conversation, Spinny. You're just trying to piss me off now. But as far as Petzing goes, I don't have a big issue with what the offense was this year other than be able to run the football. And that's a lot to do with the offensive line. A lot of what's going on with the Detroit Lions team right now is to do with Brad Holmes addressing the personnel, specifically in the trenches on both sides of the ball. Offensive line, protection for Jared Goff, opening up run lanes for guys like Jahmyr Gibbs, Dave Montgomery, as well as having another guy to rush the quarterback opposite of Aiden Hutchinson. Petzing is listen, if Petzing sucks, I think play calling is in a good spot if Dan Campbell takes it back over again. I don't think Petzing's going to suck. They've had top 10 rushing years back-to-back, And that's not like a team that you can really point to outside of James Conner. Is James Conner top 10 running back? Maybe someone's out there having a debate for that. It's not a strong one, though. Exactly, a borderline one. We had a top 10 rushing season with him, and only 25% of the yards came from Kyler Murray because he gets hurt all the time. That's another thing, too. That offense, Kyler Murray can't see over fucking offensive line. This guy likes to use interior of the middle of the field. Once Kyler Murray went down, I saw the numbers. I guess from play action, interior, like in the middle of the field throws went up like 70% because Kyler Murray can't fucking see over his offensive line. Like, I don't know. I think Petzing may fit better here in Detroit than he ever was in Arizona. I get Arizona Cardinals fans think he's a terrorist, and Arizona Cardinal fans think he fucking sucks, but the Arizona Cardinals fucking suck. I mean, fuck the Marvin Harrison Jr. numbers. Are you kidding me? Have you seen the drops this guy has? Marvin Harrison Jr. is grossly overrated. A lot of the catches he's making are contested because he's huge. But even wide open, think about how many wide open passes you saw that guy drop. Marvin Harrison Jr., that's not my comparison. That's not Amon-Ra St. Brown. That's not Jameson Williams. I think this isn't a home run hire, but I can't for sure say it's a bad hire. I had no issue with the offense was to begin with. I think it's the offensive line. I'm still looking at Brad Holmes. The ball is still in Brad Holmes' court. I know it's a little bit of piece of news that we've gotten, so we're quick to fucking bite at it and react to it, and I totally get it. But I don't think the offense was ever the problem more than the offensive line. Nick?
I'm not in love with it off rip. I understand that he wanted somebody that was familiar maybe with the Ben Johnson scheme that was super, potent in this offense that they had, and it was run first, obviously. You get the play action going. I get all of that. But it just feels like, calling your ex's best friend when you break up.
That's exactly what it is.
It's gross to me. You don't do that. I don't know. It just feels like you're going back to your ex's best friend trying to get back at her or something. It feels gross. I don't love it so far. And yeah, you want to talk about Marvin Harrison having some drops. He was also notoriously known as one of the top 5 of the last, top 10 receivers to come out. Like, he was that effing dude. And if you can't get him going, he hasn't even had a 1,000-yard season. He hasn't even had a 900-yard season.
But I think that shit was overrated. I think it's a lot of nepotism in his favor to even get there. Great talent in college. We see all the time guys flame out. It happens all the time. I don't think that's Drew Petzing's fault.
If that happened here, we'd light up the offensive coordinator. I don't care who that wide receiver is. But if Trey McBride is our knight in shining armor here, we got 3 other fish to fry on wide receivers in terms of J-Mo, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Isaac Tesla. Now, I do think we have way more talent, but I don't want to hear it when this guy's putting up, bottom offenses in the league the last 3 seasons. Like, okay, he has a good run game. He has had, you talked about it, 25% Kyler Murray rushing yards. Jared Goff ain't getting any of those yards, I'll promise you that.
And we got Teddy Fresh in the Super Chat. He says they hired a yes man. And honestly, that's what it feels like to me a little bit. He loves the 13 personnel. He loves the play action. Those are things that we like. We like the big bodies out there. We like the play action. We know that that's what works with Jared Goff. But this also feels like just the safest hire that they could have made. And it's a guy that they're familiar with, a guy that they like, a guy that agrees with the schemes that they agree with. And scared money don't make no fucking money in the NFL. And this feels like Dan Campbell hiring one of his boys again. It feels like Dan Campbell reaching out to Anthony Lynn because he's his friend. It feels like Dan Campbell reaching out and hiring Johnny Morton because he's familiar with the offense or he was here when it. This is okay. Hank knows this guy. Ben knew this guy. He likes to do the things that we like to do, so we're going to hire him. He is the best offensive mind on the fucking market right now, so we're going to make him choke on a goddamn offer sheet. And that's what the Lions could have done with Mike McDaniel. There are reports that Mike McDaniel or Dan Campbell really liked Mike McDaniel, but he wasn't a fit with the Lions. Did Dan Campbell not come up on the press conference and say, hey, I'm going to have to change some things about the way I do business? I'm going to have to change some things about the guys I bring in, about the things that we do here, about things that we do well, because it's obviously not fucking working. This feels like another Johnny Morton hire. It feels like another guy that is familiar with the system, familiar with the things, the way they do business, how they like to do things.
Oh, it's interesting.
Can't crash out just yet, totally, because like you said, we don't know what he's going to be, but
special boy.
I I got to give it some time. Real quick, Chris, let me read some super chats. We got one from I and Say That. Who quotes yourself, Chris? Says, I don't want it, I don't want it, I don't want it. So got that drop?
I want it, I want it, I want it.
We also have a super chat from Really Mr. Biggs. I'm starting to get the smartest in the room vibes.
For sure. Times a million.
I think they're scared.
I think it's a scare.
I think they're scared for innovation. I think they're scared for change. I think they're scared to do something different than what Ben Johnson put together here. Guess what? Ben Johnson's not fucking here anymore. Sometimes you got to change it up. Like, yeah, we know the offense looked great like that, but that was with Ben Johnson here. You can't keep trying to chase the fucking dragon, dude. You have to do something that works. Bring in somebody who has a track record of innovation and offensive success, not a guy that you feel comfortable with because he likes fucking tight ends.
I think he's got a little bit of that. Again, the rushing offense in Arizona was successful up until last year with a lot of the injuries. And listen, I get it. You think he's a best friend guy, but he's a best friend of Ben Johnson, who's a brilliant offensive mind. He's the best friend of Hank Fraley, who we all respect a lot. Also, in his past, his first break in coaching, Harvard, Boston College, Yale. Like, this is a smart guy. Ben Johnson was a smart guy. Like, I think this could work out. And again, I don't think the offense is the problem. I don't think you can fuck this up too. That's what we said all year last year. You can't fuck this up too bad. If Brad Holmes does his job, if Brad Holmes does his part and gets this man two offensive linemen, maybe
and another tight end now.
Decker.
Exactly.
For sure, another tight end. I think a little bit of Tesla might fill in for that. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But if Brad does his part, this will work out.
What is work out? What do you mean work out? Will this win the Lions the Super Bowl? Because that's what I'm worried about. Will he take this offense to the next level to put them over so they're winning games and taking care of business like they used to? Because that's what I'm worried about.
This was the top 3 offense in the league last year.
Was it easy? Did it feel like a top 3 offense in the league last year? Because it didn't to me.
We're talking about the offensive line part. That's where we're looking at Brad Holmes in the face. If Brad Holmes does his part, we will be fine.
Is one of these parts getting off script once again and not going to go in the trenches in the draft now because we're running these 2 tight end sets? Are we relying on, Brock the Glock with 632 career receiving yards? Is that what we're doing? Are we relying on Sam Laporta and his herniated disc in his back? Like, are we relying on that guy?
Yes, unfortunately.
What? That scares me. That scares me.
It should scare you. It should.
It does. Right now, are we going to put a second rounder into a effing tight end?
If Mike McDaniel is not a head coach in 2025 or 2026, whatever season that technically is, it will be a colossal failure for the Detroit Lions. If another team gets him as their offensive coordinator, it will be a colossal failure for the Detroit Lions because I know, like, he sticks to his guns and he likes his guys and he does his things. Fuck that, dude. You need the best possible minds in here. You need the best possible guys to go out there and give that job to. And there was one pretty obvious choice. And it was reported that they like him and he likes us. But they just went with somebody they feel comfortable with. So instead of, here's the Lambo, go drive it, it's here's the Lambo, don't crash it. And scared money doesn't make no fucking money, dude.
And that part, you're right. Like, I can't argue against that at all. You turning your nose to Mike McDaniel because he's a fit the way you like to do things.
Stupid.
The way you've been doing things, with all due respect, hasn't got you shit. All right? For the younger audience, or for people, the kids in the country, that hasn't got you diddly squat. And as Smitty said, too, you came to the podium, speaking to the fan base, and you said you were going to change. You said things needed to change.
You did. This looks pretty same to me.
This does feel pretty much the same. However, pretty much the same, again, has been a pretty solid offense. We have that and more. Plus, Michael Brockers joined the show. We do have to go to break. Tell us about Vin Johnson, Nick.
If you need the best fighter in your corner to fight for you, if you get into any legal trouble whatsoever, it's Vin Johnson. He's the only guy to call, and it's Vin Johnson over at Vin Johnson Law. If you find yourself in a sticky situation in terms of legal trouble, one guy who's going to fight for you, his name is Vin Johnson. He's going to get the job done. Make sure you come out on top. It's Vin Johnson over at Vin Johnson Law, or check him out at VinFights.com.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
I think you won. We got Tully, everybody. This guy's got a hot
bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Detroit has the best sports fans in the world. That's why they deserve the best sports coverage in the world. We are the Woodward Sports Network.
Mr. Vapor Soar is a next-generation cannabis vape brand engineered for control, consistency, and clean delivery. The product line utilizes cutting-edge tech and streamlined design to meet the demands of experienced cannabis consumers who value performance, precision, and clean design clarity. Introducing the all-new premium 3-gram dispensable THC vape available in Berry Skittles, Blueberry Gelato, Bomb Skull G, Lemon Haze, Lush Ice, Phantom Punch, Rainbow Run, Strawberry Satori, Vanilla Kush, and the fan favorite Donkey Fart. Available in the dispensary near you. Find the store locator map online at MrVaporSoar.com. What up, though? Welcome back to Whatever Waits Live, WoodSports.com. He's your best Raxter on Chris, Nicholas Kohloff. Smash the like button, be a friend, tell a friend, and share the stream. Cousin Aaron in the building as well.
Shout out.
Which I'm trying to hold Spinny back from crashing out. I'm not doing too good at it. Is there anybody in the chat on my side with this one? I don't think this is that big of a deal. I really don't, man.
Not big of a deal, but, dude, this isn't a, hey, let's just skate by. This is like keeping Kelvin Shepard as our defensive coordinator. It's weak. It's a weak-ass hire.
The most we've seen the Lions have success in my lifetime and in the Dan Campbell regime is when he had 2 head coach level coordinators in Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson. A guy that produced the best offense in the league and a top 10 defense that was completely riddled by injury. Do you see either of these guys they have right now being a head coach in the NFL? Kelvin Shepard and fucking Drew Petzing.
Yes, Kelvin Shepard's interviewing for head coaching jobs right now.
Yeah, but he's not getting it because Miami's hiring Green Bay's defensive coordinator. It was a Rooney Rule.
Year 1. And then Drew, listen, yeah, enough successful here in Detroit, enough successful years here in Detroit. Drew Petzing can be gathering interviews himself. He's only 38 years old. Again, I have the numbers here. 7th best rushing offense in the National Football League. 2023. The 4th best rushing offense in the National Football League. Those are good numbers from a poopy team. With a quarterback. I think we got a better quarterback than Kyler Murray. I think we have better weapons than the Arizona Cardinals. Again, it's up to Brad to grab the protection for Jared Goff. That's what we said we were missing last year, right?
So we went from we're the best offense in football and we're going for a Super Bowl to, hey, we're better than the Cardinals. No, that's awesome. I'm glad to be there.
That's not the conversation here, but I'm talking about, listen, the numbers that he's bringing over, the success that he had. We did the same thing with Johnny Morton. We had Johnny Morton. You had good things to say about Johnny Morton and things he did with what he was given. Okay.
Sure.
This guy, similar scenario, but I think a better, more younger, innovative offensive mind. He's only 38 years old. He's been around Kevin Stefanski. I think this Kevin Stefanski light is a former defensive back, moved to the offensive side of the ball. That's exactly what happened with Kevin Stefanski. I think we're overreacting, guys. I really do. The offense was never the issue.
So you're good? You like this hire?
Yeah. I don't like it. I don't hate it. The only thing I hate about it is that you turned your nose to Mike McDaniel. That is the only part about this that I absolutely fucking despise. There's another super chat from Adam from the D. But Smitty, you got to say that thing before I read this one. It's kind of wild.
Fuck him.
He just says if it doesn't work, he can cut his foreskin off.
No sexual gratification, no violence to others. We don't do that here. Don't sue us. I just don't want to hang banners of better weapons than the Cardinals. That's not something that I want to be like, oh, hey, I know that we're trying to win a Super Bowl. I know that we just finished last in the NFC North. I know that we've got pieces breaking down. We have guys that we're probably not going to upgrade on or bring in better players here because we can't because of the money and everybody's wrapped up. And I know we have 3 wide receivers as our main source of offense behind Jahmyr Gibbs, but at least we got a guy that loves playing with tight ends in a sandbox.
All right, can we do it like this? What was the number 1 issue for the Detroit Lions for you last year?
Offensive line.
What was the number 2 issue?
Secondary.
Any sort of offense on the road.
Yeah.
On the road.
That's your number 2 issue?
Playing against good teams.
Yes.
Yeah.
Offense against good quality opponents. You weren't able to
Would
run
that
the
circle
ball.
back to the offensive line a little bit there too?
Offensive line couldn't run the rock.
I feel like the offense was like number 5 on the list of like what was wrong with the Detroit Lions in 2025.
Think about the Philly game. Couldn't score in a whorehouse, eh? Think about the Packers game to start the year. Couldn't win shit. Couldn't move the ball at all. Let's think about what else went wrong against any quality opponent. Oh, let's think about the Vikings game. What do we do? Turn the ball over 1,000,000 times on the road. They're not even good.
Those 3 games, perfect examples. Philadelphia Eagles, defensive line, dominated us. Green Bay Packers, defensive line, dominated us. Minnesota Vikings, defense, dominated that offensive line. It's the offensive line is the number 1 issue, and particularly the interior. Drew Petzing isn't fucking like. Now again, if Brad does get him something and it looks ugly, sure, but that's something to bitch about then. As of now, the offense is like the 5th worst thing that was wrong with the 25 Detroit Lions.
The offensive coordinator was an extremely important hire. That's why you fired Johnny Morton. If the offense was just fine and it was no big deal, you would have just kept Johnny Morton. But you didn't. You fired him because he sucked. And you know you needed to hire somebody else because Dan Campbell's ability to call games and manage his team and make sure things are happening on the sideline vastly decreased when he had to take over the play calling. And you can't allow that to happen again. If Dan Campbell is calling plays again and you have your offensive coordinator sitting up in the box touching himself, then you're not going to make the playoffs again.
The Purple Prince, 96-91. I don't know if we read this one already. It says, this move tells me all I need to know about free agency and how the draft will go.
We're going to do the same thing that we did in the offseason last year. Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes came up to the podium and they said, we're going to change our ways. We're going to do things differently. They lied to you because this is the same thing as hiring Johnny Morton.
This is the same thing.
It is your friend. It is a guy that knows the system. It is a guy that knows what they do well, that fits what they want to do, that's not scary, that's safe. He's here. Don't worry. He runs the ball. He like tight ends. He's a good scheme fit. Fuck your scheme fit. Go get the guy who's the best option. He's still sitting there, and he smokes vapes on the sidelines.
The offensive coordinator interview is like, yeah, so you're dog or cat guy? Dogs? Me too. No way. What's your favorite beer? Another super chat from Delonte HD. Sorry, but if an entire fan base says he's trash, there's no sugarcoating how fucked we are. The fucking Cardinals are ass.
Okay, right there, Eazy. You said it. Cardinals are ass. Jonathan Gannon went 15-36 as a head coach.
Yes.
Who brought in Petzing as his offensive coordinator. He has a 294 win percentage. If he's some fucking mastermind, how about you start scheming some things up for this offensive line? We talked to Noah, who literally made graphics of this guy in a prison because he was locking up their offense. That was Noah. We had no connection.
It's the Cardinals.
We had no connection to that. That was from an Arizona perspective. His
For
job
sure.
was to dissect, make some graphics. Obviously, it's funny, but it's not funny for us now.
Nick,
that's our damn offensive coordinator.
Nick, how many winning seasons has Jacoby Brissett ever had in his career?
One.
They're the ones that benched Kyler because he couldn't do shit.
What about Kyler Murray?
I think Jacoby's had 2. One with the Patriots, one with the Colts.
And Kyler,
Jacoby a winning season? I don't know if he ever had one.
Kyler Murray's looked trash the last 3 years.
Kyler Murray's like trash. He had one good year.
How many good years
he can't
Jared
see over
Goff
the
had
offensive line
without Ben Johnson or Sean McVay?
This year was his career year, some people tell you. Oh, there we go.
Super chat from Elgato. He said, we are wasting the young talent on this team blatantly. And that's another thing that – so you have 2 wide receivers in the top 10 of salaries in the league, and you invested a lot to go up and get another one. So let's bring in a guy that puts less wide receivers on the field than anybody else in the National Football League over the past 3 years.
Yeah, 2025, the Arizona Cardinals targeted running backs and tight ends more than any other team in the National Football League. So there is that part of it. Real quick, Chris, I just want to catch up with these super chats. These guys pay money. New Money says, the fuck we hired Jada Pinkett.
We got G.I. Jane as our offensive coordinator.
G.I. Jane running the fucking coop. What up, though, Chris?
We got more super. We got
okay.
Yeah, we got to clean up a couple of them. Bam Bam with the super chat. He says Lions fans are worse than Cardinals fans for getting Rush ranked 31 in the NFL with 93.1 rushing yards per game. Then after Drew rank 4th in rushing yards and 2nd in yards per rush, except for last year. So maybe he was just a James Conner merchant, because when he didn't have James Conner, they were one of the worst rushing attacks in the NFL.
They lost James Conner. They lost the other kid, too, from Ohio State, or Benson, I think it was.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, and you got your back court. Shit's not going to go well for you in that scenario, man.
Well, if he's this offensive fucking mastermind, you should be able to make up for it.
I don't think it works that way, dude.
Poor Daryl with the super chat says, right or wrong hire, you can't tell me this guy isn't available in a month from now. Why not wait to see all your options before making a decision?
That's the gross part.
That is a gross one, too.
Yeah, that's the part that pisses
This
me
guy got a job before Mike McDaniel? Fucking grew? Again? We have another Gru in Detroit? Love you, Newsy.
Fucking egghead ass. New Money says him and Goff were cooked. That's the other thing, too. This guy he fits Jared Goff. Point guard style offense. Hit the open guy, not going too deep. I mean, that's what worked here with Jared Goff. That's what we got.
But everything that you guys have said so far, and you guys have said it well, is screaming 2 words: sustained success. This is the approach. This is the model that they are running with, because this is, like Spencer said, this is somebody that feels like they're just connected into the organization in some way. This doesn't feel like an outside perspective. This doesn't feel like you looking in the mirror and saying, we need to change things, we need to do better. And right now, I'm not going to give them the same grace, because we're saying the same things now that we said last year about Johnny Moe, and look at how that did. Mm-hmm. We came in last season saying, you know what? Well, look, if he made these bums look good, just imagine what he could do with this weapon the Detroit Lions have. And so now, Eazy, I'm not going to sit here and do what you're doing. He could end up being a good hire, but right now you have removed my benefit of the doubt. You have not earned my benefit of the doubt after last year's cycle of hires. You just haven't. So for me, I'm sitting back and I'm going to let this play out, because you can tell me all these things about all these numbers of how this will help schematically, how it'll fit, the run game, the tight ends, the this, the that, everything you can point to. But I'm not going to buy it until I see it on the field in a Detroit Lions offense, because last year, that offense wasn't good, Eazy. I know that numbers-wise, it scored some points. But we saw that every time that offense either went against a good defense or needed to score, it was a struggle.
Yeah.
You never once, like in that Giants game, perfect example. That's a game against a team that's beneath us, right? That game, when it came down to the wire, did we have confidence in that overtime we were going to win? We didn't.
No.
We didn't. Yeah, we should have, because we should be a different class than them, but we're not. And that's just different than what it was last year.
And that's a lot of Cardinals fans on Twitter. Again, I know you can't take what a fan base says about a guy that fired with complete sincerity, but a lot of their gripes were that he was like Trey McBride was garbage time merchant. Like, all of that stuff was just garbage time touchdowns and garbage time yards for Trey McBride when they're down by 20 and they're just throwing the ball 100 times.
100% was eating on those passing yards late in the season to garbage time things. And I got to say, real quick, Eazy, you have to look at Dan Campbell right now and his ability to hire coordinators as a serious downfall as of this moment. You had one in-house that was here from Patricia in Ben Johnson, who was an offensive mastermind. He got that one right. Yes. I would say he got Aaron Glenn right. But he has had 3 massive misses in my eyes so far, and Anthony Lynn being his first one, John Morton his third OC, and then Kelvin Shepard right now is a big-time miss in my book. He got worse as the season went on. He was not able to make the right changes after he dealt with some injuries in the secondary. And it's frustrating right now because the leader of your team is actually putting you in worse situations currently. And I pray that this is an amazing coaching hire, but it doesn't feel like it is right now. to me. And
we got-
everybody can feel it however they want.
We got super chats in there. Burns says he's an Ivy League guy. He's going to be running the wing. My only cope is that he was on that 2017 Vikings staff when they went to the NFC Championship. I'm coping. We've got, here we go again. As a Cards fan, I just want to say I am so sorry. Oh, man, that's not great when you hear that.
That's just scary.
Ray Floyd says both of our coordinators are ass. Help us, Lord. And Delonte HD says get ready to be for a skewed top 10 offense of a fourth-place schedule, and then we get out-schemed in the playoffs against an actual team. Are we going to be the Bears next year?
What do you mean?
Like, you win all these games because you're playing some shitty teams, and you grit out a couple wins here or there, and then you go in the playoffs and you look like you don't belong in most of it.
We'll see, man.
Except for the fourth quarter where they just show up every time.
We will find out. Let me tell you guys real quick, though, about the massage chair house. And let's get to our guest, Michael Brockers. First, guys, you look a little stressed out about this offensive coordinator.
Yeah?
You may need something, help ease yourself down, Go help my guy, Dr. Eric Duncan, at the corner of Woodward and Long Lake Road at the Massage Chair House. It's the largest massage chair showroom in the Midwest. Scan the QR code to go visit them at massagechairhouse.com. Also, Chill Medicated CBD.com is a website, non-transdermal, meaning it does not get you high.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Forget the flowers. Let's talk hockey. This Valentine's Day, join four-time Stanley Cup champ Darren McCarty for the Hockey Talk and a Heartbreak. D-Mac and his friends are taking over the Diamondback Music Hall for a night of legendary stories, laughs, and the kind of grit only a Detroit icon can deliver. Again, it's Valentine's Day, February 14th at the Diamondback Music Hall in Belleville, Michigan. Doors are at 6. Show is at 7. Pre-sale tickets are at $25 right now. Go to diamondbackmusichall.com to get your tickets or secure a VIP table today.
What up, though? Welcome back to Whatever Waits Live, WoodSports.com. I'm Eazy, best more reaction. Chris Nicholas Kohloff. Smash the like button, be a friend, tell a friend. We are also joined by former first-round pick of the St. Louis Rams, former Detroit Lion, Michael Brockers.
What's the deal? What's the deal, fellas? How y'all doing? Hey,
what up, though, man?
My Lions cap, do it look good, man? I had to wear this because I'm, a part of the brand, you know what I mean?
Hey, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate the time. Real quick, we're obviously going to talk about the offensive line hire and stuff like that, but I hit you up before any of that stuff happened. What was your, I guess, takeaways from the Detroit Lions 2025 season and why they missed the playoffs?
Man, I just think the injury bug, I think not truly having an identity on offense and defense, really. This is Kevin Shepard's first year, running a defense, and on the offense, not really knowing who they are, especially with the exit of Ben Johnson. Who's going to call plays, who's not going to call plays. I just think this was let's say a reset year for the Detroit Lions. Obviously, they have all the players to get the job done, but obviously you truly need to have everything organized and, know who you are on offense and defense. So, and the injury bug, let's not take that let's not forget about that. They were heavily injured on the defensive side of the ball. The whole secondary, I think they were rolling with their threes, this season. So, it was a little bit of everything that happened to Detroit.
And you obviously mentioned, I think, one of the biggest factors, which was replacing all of those staff that you lost, not just Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn, but a bunch of different positional coaches as well. And we're seeing now Dan Campbell, obviously it didn't work with Johnny Morton, with Kelvin Shepard. We'll see. The first year didn't go too well. And now he brings in a guy in Dan Petzing. Is Dan Campbell like too in love with his guys? Too in love with the guys that he knows, that he has relationships with? Because Mike McDaniel's sitting there still, and you didn't bring him in.
Man, it's hard. That's tough because throughout my career, I played under different coaches. I played under Jeff Fisher, and he kind of had that same kind of feel where he's a player coach. He has his guys that he's familiar with, and he wants to get his guys a shot. He want to give his guys a shot. So that's understandable, but you also have to understand this is a production-based business as well. To that sense, with Sean McVay and his staff, and when they came on, everybody interviewed. Like, there wasn't just one person. Yeah, you my guy, but do you fit the scheme, or do you fit what we're trying to do offensively or defensively? And I just think sometimes you can be in love with your guys, and obviously, you want to be surrounded by somebody and things like that, but also you want to know somebody that's going to produce as well. So I don't know how to really look at that because I'm not in that position right now. I can just sit back as a fan and just point the finger. But for me, it's more about, man, hopefully it works for the organization, because right now every team is going to deal with that because everybody wants results really fast. If you got a good offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator on your staff this year, next year he might be a head coach. So you have to do this thing all the way over, every year. So it's a production-based business, and you have to reprove yourself every year. So managing, men is a big part of being a head coach.
Damn, man, I maybe hate the hiring more. Not gonna lie.
It's tough. No, it's tough. It truly is tough because you never know what's gonna happen. Like he might turn out to be a great choice for the organization, but you just never know. And for me, it's all about your stats and what have you done lately. So a guy that truly hasn't proven himself, like how can you trust he's gonna do what he said he's gonna do? So it's all about we'll see. We just gotta see how it goes out, man.
That's kind of where I'm at, man. Because like I listen, I get the Arizona Cardinals weren't a stellar offense, but what we have to work with versus what they got to work with is a lot different. We got a lot more toys over here. We got Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jamison Williams, Sam Laporta, Jahmyr Gibbs. You don't got all that in Arizona. So obviously you're not going to produce as much, especially when Kyler Murray goes down.
Right.
That's what we said about Johnny Morton, too.
That's what you said about Johnny Morton. I didn't like
sure you weren't.
I didn't like Johnny as much as you did.
Every team will have his day. Now, looking at it now, like just think about how many head coaches have been fired this year, guys who've had long tenures with the team, and now all of a sudden it's a problem, or the pressure's too much, or the kitchen is too hot. And like I said earlier, man, this is going to happen continuously every year, because if you have a good coordinator, it seems like owners want head coaches that do coordinating positions as well, or you get a good offensive coordinator, make him a head coach so he can call the plays, or you have a good defensive coordinator, like let him, head coach and let him lead the team. So I don't know. It's a catch-22, man. I think McVay messed it up for all the coaches from his time on moving forward, because all the owners are looking to have for, coaches to make a major impact quickly. So I don't know, man. It's a catch-22, like I said earlier.
And you played over 20 games under Dan Campbell for the Detroit Lions, and obviously he's not the prototypical offensive mastermind. He's very well versed offensively and does like to call the plays, but I think when you get the best out of Dan Campbell is when he's being that executive head coach, like a John Harbaugh or like a Mike Tomlin, and he's with the guys and he's making sure things don't fall through the cracks. If he has to call the plays again like he did under Johnny Morton, do you think that's kind of detrimental to what the Lions are trying to do?
I think it is, man. I think it is, just based on the fact that it doesn't allow him to manage the team. When you're a head coach, you don't have a position group. You don't have a side of the ball where you lean more heavily here or there. It's more about you managing the team in general, managing the injuries, managing, guys, showing up to work, rookies, things like that. So the head coach is supposed to focus on everything, not just one side of the ball. So if you got a guy who's heavily focused on one side of the ball, he can't truly understand what's happening on the other side of the ball. So for me, I feel like it would be the Lions' best interest to find somebody they can just totally give that position to allow you to get the best Dan Campbell you can have, because having him stressed over what kind of plays to call and things of that nature, while also rallying the troops as well, that's kind of tough to do, because the defensive side can feel it. Like, man, you just kind of really on the offensive side, you're not really. You got a head coach that can truly, get the team ready, get the Warriors ready, and everybody's bought in. I think that's when you get your greatest, the greatest sense of just having a head coach in that aspect.
Yeah.
Another thing I wanted to ask you too. Obviously, you played on the defensive side of the ball. The Detroit Lions defense kind of struggled to provide something, efficiently enough or consistently enough that us as fans can be proud in. Obviously, even production-wise, as you said too. How do you feel about, their tendency with the man coverage, or a lot of more zone stuff we're seeing in the National Football League? What are the benefits of going man versus zone? I guess what's your take on that?
Man, I think obviously it allows your players to show their skill set. And if you feel like it, let me say this. A lot of guys have a lot of egos. A lot of players have egos, and especially with the DBs, no shot at the DBs, but they feel like they can guard their man one-on-one. I want to guard my man one-on-one. I'm not trying to have help over top, or, like, if I get beat, I get beat. But I feel like I'm not going to get beat, especially when you got T. Arnold on that side of the ball. You got a lot of, guys that can get the job done. So I think it's really player personnel heavy. I think Kelvin especially at the beginning of the year, had a defense that could hold up one-on-one, so he was able to bring more pressure and do different things to affect the quarterback. But once once you're working on your guy who just got there Tuesday, and you're throwing him into the scheme and things, for the next Sunday, it's kind of tough to play, know who that guy is, and where does he come from? Is it skill set match what we're trying to do? Things of that nature. So for me, it depends on personnel. You feel like you got the players to play more of a man scheme. Obviously, it gives you an advantage, but zone also plays well where you keep everything in front of you. You don't let anything over top, and you just kind of play that bend don't break type of defense. So I'm gonna say this year it was definitely heavily more based on personnel, and obviously what Kelvin wants to do. He, like I said, he feels like his guys can get the job done. He's going to believe him and trust, that they can do their job, and, bring that pressure like he always does.
Do you think there's a reason why they don't grab another, a guy that can get after the quarterback opposite of Aiden Hutchinson? It always feels like they get these bigger body guys that can set an edge versus rather than get after a quarterback. Is there anything schematically there that we're missing as fans?
I don't know, man. I think if you want a guy to get after the passer now, especially a veteran, you have to spend, a high dollar to get that. And why do that if you can get the production you've been getting out of, somebody like my guy Muhammad, who's getting high production, and you don't have to pay that cost. So we as fans have to look at these teams also as a business, especially we heavily into what the team is doing. We got to also understand that these owners are running a business as well. So If they feel like they don't have to go out there and spend 90 million, for a good edge rusher, and you already are heavily invested in your other edge rusher, why not just go get a guy who's trying to prove himself maybe on a 1-year deal, who's trying to prove himself to get another contract, and he's going to play out of his mind to get to that next deal. Why not just continue to do that since you solidified the other side? So I look at it in both ways, like, we don't truly understand the financials of the team and what they want to spend and things of that nature. But I would say if you can get the production you've gotten out of a guy that just really wants to prove himself, why go out there and spend the money on a big name guy? That's kind of my thought process on it.
Good.
I was just going to say, obviously Brad Holmes comes from the LA Rams, comes from that tree, but so far it seems that him and Les Snead have very different mentalities when it comes to either improving your team or taking that shot at the Super Bowl. Obviously, we know the F them picks mantra with the Rams and how that worked out for them. We see, I think Howie Roseman and Les Snead are 1 and 2 when you talk about the GMs in the National Football League, and both of them have shown total aggression going after guys to either at the deadline or in the offseason to make their team better and to try to take a chance at a Super Bowl. Do you think that's something that Brad Holmes needs to adapt to his mentality to, all right, the window is open, but how long is it going to stay open? You got to take advantage of it when you can.
Punch that MF through.
Right. No, absolutely. But I think it's all about what he can do. Let's be real. Like, he works for somebody. He has a boss, and if whatever boss says, that's what happens. That's what happens as far as the team is concerned. So for me, it's more about with the Rams. You have ownership and front office that are on the same page that agree, like, let's take this shot. Let's do whatever we can to win now. And they have a philosophy and a formula to do that. With the Detroit Lions, I'm not sure if they have that. Not saying they don't. What I'm saying is I'm not sure if, Brad could, really go about swinging his cojones and doing what he wants to do and getting his team, to a Super Bowl as quickly as possible, especially when he has to answer to, someone of the Ford family on if he's making the right decision. So, the front office and ownership has to be on the same page and agree that this is what they're going to do to really make that formula work.
What's going on, Michael? Nick in the sound booth here. One of Brad Holmes' first draft pick was the 3 straight first-team All-Pro Penei Sewell, who you actually went up against every day in practice. I want to know how his mentality is similar to a guy who you also played with on the defensive line and future Hall of Famer Aaron Donald. What are some similarities that you maybe see between the two guys?
Man, first of all, they're both freaks of nature. How quickly Penei moves laterally, it's crazy. His aggressiveness as a tackle. You'll be shocked. Not every tackle has that dog in them when they play that position. So for him to have that, also have the aggressiveness, but also be as humble as he is. Man, he took responsibility. This year he said it himself. He didn't feel like he played up to his full potential, and that takes a lot of onus and responsibility to say that. And only the greats really feel that way. And he might have had an all-pro season this year, and he feels like he could have done better. So, when you got a guy like that, on your team, and that's where you build your foundation, that's an awesome player to have on your team, because you know what? When your best player feels like that, he should be leading everybody else to feel that way. So, just seeing that, the amount of film, and I just think the want to be great. It's different. People don't realize, like, there's levels in this game. Obviously, NFL, you make it to the NFL, it's the best of the best of the best. And then there's also these greats that they talk about, and which I put them as psycho a little bit. It's like they'll do anything to dominate and just be the greatest at this game we call football. And you got guys, like myself. I think I was just an average football player. I was good at what I did. I try not to mess up, but there's guys that are levels above me that just, put everything they have into this game. Not saying I did it, but man, when you watch these guys and they're spending 23 hours out of the day focusing on football, like I listen to Tom Brady now, and he's psycho for this football game thing. He knows safety's going to do this and the linebacker's going to do that. He can tell you every science that goes into this game, and I'm like, bro, do you have anything else? Do you do anything else? But that's what it is. The greats are like that, man. They just are in tune. They're focused. They just want to win this game, and they want to be remembered. So there's levels to this thing, especially when you get to the NFL. And, Penei Sewell definitely reminds me of a guy like Aaron Donald just because he has that mentality for it. He's humble, he's hungry, and he's just ready to prove himself every time he goes out there. So I love that you brought that up because they do mentality wise, they do remind me of each other.
Mike, man, I appreciate you taking the time. Speaking of being interested in other things, you got more time now that you're retired. I see you got the podcast. I see you do an acting piece on your story this day. And I watched the whole thing through. You actually, listen, some famous guys going to act and there's Derek that got a name. You actually did pretty well. What are you up to these days?
Man, just staying busy, man. Staying busy. I have a restaurant lounge out here called Quad Houston. That's what I did my skit for. So I'm revamping that. I do my podcast. I'm just staying busy as much as possible, so I won't get bored. Obviously, father of 4, so I got to keep myself busy. So, I can provide and do what I have to do for them. So, that's what I'm doing.
We appreciate you joining us, man. Tell the people where they could listen to your podcast or whatever you got going on and pay more close attention to that.
Yeah, man. I am on YouTube and Instagram. On Instagram, my personal is mbrockers90, as you have up on the screen. But for my podcast, which is The Broadcast, is TheBrockcast. The Broadcast on Instagram and YouTube. We're just talking sports, shooting, just the guys, in the barbershop. Just talking about football, what we think, what we don't like. I love talking about D-line play and things of that nature. Just trench warfare, to be honest with you, on my podcast. And I love to get the true fans who love talking about the big boys up front. So, that's kind of where you can find me, and looking forward.
We'll definitely be reaching out again, too, because we're called the heavyweights for a reason. We love all the same things, man. We love all the same things. Yeah, let's go. Well, any other hot takes you want to get off your chest before you get going?
Man, nothing really, man. I'm just, I'm glad that you guys invited me, man, to be on this show, because while I was playing in Detroit, I was heavily watching you guys and highly entertained every time you guys spoke up, man. Y'all are the true guys speaking for the fans, for sure.
We appreciate that more than you know, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
Yes,
well,
sir.
I'm definitely going to reach back out, probably especially come draft time, looking at some of these guys, and I appreciate you the time.
Yes, sir. Let me know. I'm here.
Thanks, Mike.
That's awesome, man. That is awesome.
That's like, we got the numbers, we got all that stuff.
Yeah.
Nothing can make me happier in this job than a former player saying something like that. Like,
yeah,
that is so,
put a big smile on my face for sure.
There is, like, we had Mina Kimes on, we had Warren Sharp on, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
The fucking players are what it's all about. And when you got a guy like Michael Brockers or Alex Anzalone or Taylor Decker, like saying, we appreciate you guys. Yeah, that it hits different, man. So
for sure,
that's awesome. Shout out to Michael Brockers. That is so
definitely
cool.
Can't listen. He likes talking trench warfare.
I got to talk to him about Tyleek.
We bitch about the defensive and offensive line all the time. We definitely got to get Michael back on. But today is obviously about the offensive coordinator position, but we have to pay some bills. We'll come right back. You guys want to tell us about Planet Fitness?
I'll tell you about Lady Jane's. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. Stop in, sit down, relax, get an award-winning haircut from one of our lovely, talented stylists. You can get a hot leather neck shave, a scalp massage, a hot towel treatment, all of that in one in the King's treatment. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. It's wicked awesome. And let me tell you about Jack's Car Wash. Go to any of Metro Detroit's 40-plus Jack's locations and text WSN to 888-522-1729. You can get yourself a free car wash courtesy of Woodward Sports.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, you know, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
Let's give it up for David Tully, everybody. David Tully. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Congratulations to the real Coach of the Year, Motor City Dan Campbell.
Just put your head down and go to work. It's about to be fun, man. It's about to be fun.
Woodward Sports.
Mr. Worldwide in the sound booth. Planet Fitness, though, with a judgment-free zone where everybody, we mean everybody, can get a full body workout in 30 minutes. And all memberships include fitness training. I'm going there after the show. You can too. 2,700 locations worldwide. Get the black card. You can go to all of them. Planet Fitness. Join in club or online at planetfitness.com. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential. And let me tell you about Mad Packs. Go to getmadpacks.com. Find a store near you carrying the best product in the game. High-low pre-rolls, Boom Shakalaka Tarantulas, and now they've got their own line of concentrates. So go to getmadpacks.com and find it near you. Mad Flavor, Mad High, Mad Packs.
What up, though? Welcome to Woodward Live, WoodSports.com. He's joined by Spin Morex, so Chris, Nicholas Kohloff. Smash the like button, be a friend, tell a friend, and share the stream. Shout out to Michael Brock for stopping by. Breaking news today is Detroit Lions hired Drew Petzing.
Drew Petzing
as the offensive coordinator, not Mike McDaniel. And I saw a lot of people commenting, who's kidnapped Eazy? Where's Eazy? What's wrong with Eazy? I don't hate the hire. But the thing you can get me to crash out about is that it sounds quite clearly you turned your nose away from Mike McDaniel, and I think that could be a crucial fucking mistake.
It sounds quite clearly that you turned your nose away from Mike McDaniel, and it sounds quite clearly like you lied to us when you said things are going to be different. We have to change things. It sounds quite clearly like you're hanging out with Scott fucking Harris. That's what it sounds like to me. Because, we're going to change things. We got to do things differently. Let's go hire a guy that we're all comfortable with and familiar with because he runs a good scheme that fits what we like to do. Why don't you bring in the best candidate? Why don't you bring in the best offensive mind? Why? And again, if Petzing is that guy, if you think he is that guy, why did you hire him so fast? This guy was not running off the shelves. No, nobody was diving in front of a bus to hire fucking Petzing as their guy. You didn't have any other coordinators that you wanted to talk to, any other offensive minds you wanted to bring in here. You brought in T. Martin, Mike McDaniel, Arthur Smith, and then you're like, no, this is our guy. I feel like you could have had some better interviews, better candidates to bring in than half of the guys you did. I like the Jake Petz one. Yeah. I like Mike McDaniel, obviously, and he would be my third favorite out of the guys they hired or the guys that they brought in for interviews. But third favorite doesn't fucking win Super Bowls.
I guess if I were
just good or better than the Arizona Cardinals doesn't win fucking Super Bowls. And that's all that matters. Is he the guy that is going to pioneer your offense to win a fucking Super Bowl? I don't see it. I don't.
I think he could be just because based on what you got, if that almost corrects the offensive line. But if I were to take a step into the dark side, yeah, it feels like that type of hire. Because last year in the hiring cycle, who interviewed Johnny Morton? Fucking no one.
Yeah.
You heard things of Ben Johnson maybe wanting to have him as a passing game coordinator, but as an offensive coordinator, who in the fucking market wanted Johnny Morton? And this year, same thing. Unless somebody can prove it to me. And by the way, I'm pro okay with Drew Petzing. I really am. But can somebody show me the tweet where the fucking Chiefs are taking interviews right now?
Yeah.
The Chiefs wanted him. The Eagles wanted him. Even if it has head coaching job, anybody. Was this guy rumored to be interviewing with anyone for anything?
He was with the Cardinals.
The Cardinals didn't even interview for a head coaching opportunity. Like
they didn't. The Cardinals didn't even interview him after they fired their head coach. So if he's this wicked smart fucking Ivy League Boston fucking offensive mind, you'd think that shit-ass franchise in Arizona would be like, maybe we should keep this guy. No, they're fine with letting him go.
And that's what hurts, too, is there's another gentleman who got hired for the Atlanta Falcons, Kevin Stefanski, which is a coaching tree that this kid branches also.
He didn't want him.
He was an interview as an offensive coordinator candidate. And he said he's one of the smartest minds he's been around. I don't know if it's because Detroit, he looked at the situations, wanted a situation with a quarterback. That very well could be it. I don't know. Maybe we'll find out. Media, Armenians, if you're listening, please ask that question.
Shout out the Armenians.
All right. Were you offered the job with Atlanta? But that's the part that doesn't sit well. You turned your nose to Mike McDaniel for a guy that didn't seem to be a candidate on anybody else's radar.
Hey, I'll tell you right fucking now, if Brad Holmes goes out there and signs all the same guys and just runs this team back, I'm going to lose my fucking mind. Because this is too fucking comfortable. This is too our guys. This is too our way. Our way or the highway. We're going to go down swinging with the way we do things. Well, then you're going to fucking drown. Because it hasn't worked out. And I know the Lions fans, I know we love Brad, I know we love Dan Campbell, I know they're the best that we've ever seen, but the best we've ever seen is blowing a 20-point game in the NFC Championship game. That's not fucking good enough. So not only do you need to get back to where you were, you need to exceed that. So is this guy better than Ben Johnson? Is this guy, you're like, okay, he's going to lead our offense to not give up a 20-point fucking lead in the NFC Championship game? Is this guy going to be so innovative that teams are calling him every fucking year? Because that's what you need. You're trying to be a Super Bowl team. You're not trying to be the fucking Cardinals. You're trying to win Super Bowls. You're trying to be better. You're trying to do something you've never done before, so don't hire guys that are all the same.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
This reminds me of the Tigers organization. The simple way in the fact that this Mike McDaniel thing now feels like it was just floated out there just for our amusement, just for our appeasement of the Lions fan base. Because if there really was mutual interest, do we really honestly believe that this is the choice over Mike McDaniel? I don't, unless you're scared, unless you're looking for sustained success, which again goes against the Super Bowl approach that you've told us. And so it's all just falling flat to me, that this whole hire, not saying that he can't be good, but it falls flat to me because it doesn't have the urgency that you preach. It doesn't have the we've changed our ways. There's so many things that are contradicting what you tell us and versus what you do with your actions. And so for now, you have to wait, because you didn't just fall. You fell to last in your division.
Yeah.
You free fell.
Hey,
you didn't just fall.
I'll tell you what, my buddy fucking served Ben Johnson at dinner. Maybe we should hire him as an offensive coordinator. Maybe we should bring him in as some kind of assistant because he smelled Ben Johnson's BO.
We're going to hire the girl that gave him a hand job in 8th grade.
Yeah. Fucking Laura Stevens. Slut.
I think you have to look critically at Brad and Dan and how they both have kind of failed the last 2 seasons. You know, they're skating on what they did to change this organization around and gave us things that we've never had before. But say you got a nice girlfriend, you know, and things are going great, but then she starts treating you like shit a few years in. Are you just going to be happy and satisfied, boys? Are you going to go demand better? Or are you... Whoa! Are you going to demand better? Are you going to demand more? Like, you will always demand more, fellas. This is us going backwards. We are descending right now. This is not a hire that excites me by any means. And Brad has had 2 off seasons now that aren't typically good by any stretch of the imagination. Dan Campbell has failed his first coordinator hires post Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn.
Yeah.
And this is what we're getting? We need to get aggressive and get some better players in here this offseason. Get aggressive with the cap. Make smart, shrewd moves in the draft. Get back to the first few years of Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell and not what we've seen the last 2 seasons, because this is a wide open playoffs, and We're just not even a part of it right now. And then this is our move. First move of the offseason. It's not acceptable in my eyes.
And you know why it's even worse? Because you need this offense to be the best offense in the NFL. Because I'll tell you right fucking now, the defense isn't getting any better. You're running it back with the same defensive line philosophy, so you're not going to get a vast improvement from that. You're running it back with the same defensive coordinator. Yeah, he'll get a little bit better, but how much is he actually going to grow? And Kirby Joseph and Brian Branch, who knows if they're even going to fucking play football again? So you might have to replace both of your superstar safeties. So you need the offense to be the driving factor of this team next year. And now you got it in the hands of fucking Grew.
The last Grew in Detroit didn't do well, by the way.
Didn't do well. And could he be a good offensive coordinator? Sure.
I think he will be.
Sure, he could. Is he going to be the guy that takes this team over the hump, that makes you a Super Bowl contender? No. And that's all that fucking matters. I don't care about better than the Cardinals. I don't care about.
It's not better than the Cardinals.
Is he going to win a fucking Super Bowl in Detroit?
Cardinals.
Are we going to win a
and now
Super
he gets
Bowl?
a lead twice.
Are we
going to
win a Super Bowl with him as your OC?
Brother, I don't think he win the Super Bowl with Jared Goff. I've said that many fucking times.
Then what are we doing?
You got Jared. That's what it is. Real quick, George Vickers Super Chat says, what are they thinking? You're not supposed to get high in your own supply. Terrible choice. This guy has 11 wins in 2 years, but we're good. Another Super Chat that I can't get to because my computer froze, so I apologize about that one. Chris, how many Super Chats you got in there we didn't get to?
Let me see.
The Lions haven't even put this higher on their YouTube channel, says Mike Boyd. Michigan Go Blue says, can we please play more zone defense next season? The man shit is bothering TF out of me.
I'm with that. The man shit.
The man shit, dude. Poor Daryl says, BH and DC are the BlackBerry creators when the iPhone came out. Telling people a touchscreen is dumb. People want it to feel the buttons, damn it.
Well, I will say this to the 12-13 personnel that he's dominant in. That's kind of taken over the league with a lot of the brilliant offensive minds, including Sean McVay.
Yeah.
They've run it the most in the league this year. They're playing an NFC Conference Championship game. Lots of fancy pieces go along with that.
It's because you get the big bodies in there, and then you throw them off balance by doing a pass game out of it or a passing scheme out of that with all
Especially if you got like a Sam Laporta or a Trey McBride.
Yeah.
You'll be able to do those things.
Sure, Sam Laporta is going to be great. When's he coming back? Is he going to be healthy to start the season?
I think he'll be back.
I fucking hope so.
I'll tell you this for damn sure, though. This definitely, and I said it already before today, but definitely makes the Tesla trade look 10 times fucking stupider. Because now you brought in a guy who hardly puts wide receivers in the field. One or two of them.
Less than anybody in the National Football. He plays wide receivers less than anybody in the National Football League. And you have two of the highest paid wide receivers in the league and one that you invested heavily in the draft.
Get ready to learn Shane Zylstra, boys.
Yeah. Fuck.
I like Brock Wright.
I do like Brock Wright. And I like Sam Laporta a lot. They're not like Brock Wright. Why are we talking about Brock Wright? All these weapons on this team. You should not be talking about Brock Wright. No offense to Brock Wright.
Guys, this is the year. The Brock Wright first tutty hits. We all ride off into the sunset, boys.
For real.
We retire.
I like Brock Wright a lot, more than anybody else, but 632 career receiving yards, I just don't understand this one really at all. And the Mike McDaniel thing pisses me off a lot.
Yeah.
I'm angry about that.
I'm
the
really
reports
trying not
coming
to
out.
be angry, but you're right.
What the hell are we doing?
It feels like the Bregman thing, right? Like it feels like, well, we offered, we brought him in the door.
I'm hearing that a lot from this regime. I'm hearing that a lot from this regime. Well, we called on Daniil Hunter. Well, we called on this guy.
Well, we almost drafted Puka.
Yeah, we almost brought him in. We were really close to getting Jalen Carter.
No,
we'll start fucking doing something.
They didn't want Jalen Carter. They had the opportunity to grab Jalen Carter.
They didn't want Mike McDaniel either, apparently.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
That's the dumbest
That's
shit
the thing
I've
to be
ever
pissed
heard.
off about. Hit the podium. Yeah, when you look at the way we're doing some things, probably to change a few things and do the exact same fucking thing.
100%.
This is...
That's
That's the part to be pissed off about.
I'd rather have this guy than Dan Orlovsky. I'll say that. Or Arthur Smith.
For sure.
Like, if that makes you feel better. He's better than Arthur Smith.
I'm going to quit my life if we hired Arthur Smith, to be honest with
I'd rather have David Blau.
For sure, without a doubt. Arthur
he was sought after.
Hot ass.
Than
this guy?
Petzing.
David Blau had more hype. If we're being real around the NFL,
it's not all about hype, but again,
but he did.
He did.
He did have interest.
He had the clout.
That's my thing too. Is the quickness of this decision. Like of course, yeah. You should let the Mike McDaniel domino fall, and you should let him choose somebody else before you choose somebody else over him if you were really that serious about him. But also, it's just like, what was the rush here? Like you have time. Like, wait to see how this playoffs plays out. Who knows what positions could open, what staffing could fall from that. Like, there's just too many options for this to be your choice. I get if you locked Mike McDaniel down, you said you're not going anywhere. We're not going to allow you to get the chance to potentially be the Bills head coach. We're not going to allow you. Like, we're going to lock you down. I get for a name like that, but for this, you could have absolutely waited and vetted yourself more and kind of looked at more candidates.
But that's the other part too. We just had Michael Brockers on make the point that I always make all the time. There's a reality of cash-rich owners in the NFL and Sheila Ford being bottom 5. That's the reality of it. But when it comes to hiring a coach, not only does that not count against your fucking cap, but it's nowhere near the investment you're making into these players that could possibly get hurt, these players that cost a lot of money. Like, there was no excuse not to get Mike McDaniel, and you went with the fit. How many times have we gone with the fit and saw fucking shit on you right in the face?
Scared money don't make no fucking money in this league. I'll tell you that right now.
Lions fan.
Doing something because the fit's there and not because he is the best motherfucker on the market is pussy shit. And Dan Campbell's anything. He's not a pussy. So I don't know, man. This is, again, and it's not even like the worst hire of all time. Like, Arthur Smith would have been way worse. Dan Orlovsky wasn't even a thing, and that would have been way worse. At least this guy's got some kind of chops. I'll say that. But to be like, oh, yeah, we really liked, Dan Campbell really liked Mike McDaniel, but it wasn't a fit? What the fuck do you mean it wasn't a fit? What does that even mean?
Yeah, he was actually too good for us.
Yeah, he's got too good of an
offensive mind. He's actually too explosive. Run game was actually too good. You know, we didn't want it.
If the fit is Jared Goff can't run his offense, that's a damn fucking shame. And I can't see a fit other than that wouldn't work. Raheem Mostert, fucking Jahmyr Gibbs, and Devon A-Chain, similar. Tyreek Hill, Jameson Williams, similar skill sets, similar abilities. Amon-Ra St. Brown fits in fucking any system ever. So, like, God, dude.
I said this last week. My fear was that they was going to go this route. They're going to go with someone with
no, don't like that.
That they're used to, shit they're comfortable with, the way they did things. And it's not that things they didn't work. It's just that Mike McDaniel was the clear best candidate. And you heard another former NFL player, too. Production matters.
And we got super chats in there. We got to clean up. The Purple Puma says, I don't like the fact that they are playing it safe yet again. There's no growth without risk. The Lions have to make big moves in free agency. I 100% agree with you, Purple Puma. Like,
say it 10 times fast.
Purple Puma, Purple Puma, Purple Puma, Purple Puma.
Sounds like a hockey team.
The Purple Pumas.
Yeah.
Purple Puma sounds like a strain next to Donkey Farm.
AAA baseball team.
I like playing it safe when your ceiling has been losing in the NFC Championship game. That's not, like, newsflash, that's not what we're trying to get back to. It's not we're trying to get back to where we were. It's not, oh, what we did was good enough. We're trying to get back. You got to be better than that because that wasn't good enough. Winning 2 playoff games, awesome. Not fucking good enough. Going to the NFC Championship game, awesome. Not fucking good enough. You need to be better than that. You need to improve on that. Is this guy an improvement from Ben Johnson? I don't think so. God forbid I'm wrong. I mean, strike me down if he's a better offensive mind than Ben Johnson.
I mean, you're not going to find too many
There's
better
one
offensive minds
sitting
than Ben
there,
Johnson.
and he's pretty close. And you like him.
I mean, I can't say anything exact. Ray Floyd says we hired a scrotum head. We're cooked. Sideless says Cade Cunningham. You are our only hope for championship this decade. Help us, Cade. Poor Darnell says 365 days ago, Ben Johnson signed with the Bears. FML. Also, shout out to DPK 187. I'm tired of the hand-me-down hires. Pointless.
I'll tell you what. One thing I take away from this, Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes better do whatever the fuck they possibly can to make sure David Montgomery stays here now. because you need him to run the type of offense this fucking schmuck's bringing in. You need David Montgomery. And number 2, if this fucking bald fuck makes J-Mo not want to be here, I'm going to, ooh, man.
That's going to happen.
Ooh, man.
J-Mo or Tesla are going to be on the outskirts. J-Mo back in hell. Tesla, Brad, I hope you're ready for the fucking criticisms. Hope it was worth it, bud. Hopefully you get 3 third-round picks out of him, huh?
Maybe like
maybe someone's going to want to trade 3 third-round picks for Tesla now.
Amon-Ra can kind of be used as a tight end in situations with the routes he runs and the way they like to block.
Tesla can't do. He's a bigger guy. He can play the Y, play on the line.
Or we just use them as wide receivers.
Whoa! $50 super chat from Just Brian. Damn! Just Lil Brian.
Shout out
Bro,
Just
watch
Lil
how
Brian.
we make a splash pickup that keep trying to cut corners. His job was the most wanted job, and you rushed to get somebody nobody wanted, just like our draft picks. I'm pissed with not our guy shit. Hasn't helped yet.
It's starting to, and shout out to Just Lil Brian for that super chat. He's obviously very pissed about this kind of. Is this starting to feel same old Lionsy of the we like our guys? It's our team. It's it's not the choir boy shit, but it's the same philosophy of only our guys and our system and our scheme can work. When what is it worked?
I could tell you,
When we
I
won
like
2
this
playoff
hire
games?
better than the Johnny Morton one.
I will agree with that, but not by a lot.
But it definitely with the Howie stuff. I'm sorry, with the Hank Fraley stuff coming out, the Ben Johnson stuff coming out, it does feel like a little bit like our guys.
It is. It 100% is.
But Ben's the one making the hire. I mean, I'm sorry, Dan's the one making the hire. He doesn't have the relationship with him.
Guarantee Dan Campbell goes up on that mic when they announce it and be like, he was a good fit for this team. He's a good fit for what we want to do.
And when I hear that, my heart will fucking sink.
It felt SOL when they fucking told me we're good when we re-signed. Can't stay healthy Davenport. Also can't get on the field Levi and Josh Pascal. And then told me we're good. That's what they said. We're good. That is what they did at defensive end. And then they doubled down after it didn't work.
We're doubling down.
They said we're not changing shit, baby. We're not changing a thing.
I mean,
blasphemy.
It is kind of fucking insane to have the most coveted, if not the top 2,
by far the
most coveted offensive coordinator spot to pick up, and you come away with a guy that nobody else interviewed, at least to our knowledge. Yep. And again, my DMs are open. You want to send me the fucking tweets? Drew Petzing interviewed here. I'm here for it. I need to see those things, honestly, to help me relax a little bit. But that's crazy. They have the most coveted job, and you get a guy that nobody else fucking wants. That's insane, to be honest with you.
And
I'm pro Petzing. But that's fucking crazy to think about.
Because they're catering. I mean, and you have to. They're catering the offense to Jared Goff. There is nobody on God's green earth that can tell me that Drew Petzing is a better offensive mind than Mike McDaniel. Not a single person that could tell me that. The reason he's a better fit for us is because Jared Goff can't run an offense as efficiently as Mike McDaniel would want somebody to. Because they're playing to the in a box, play action, not explosives, not this, not that. No.
It's kind of what you got to do, though. He's got a no-trade guarantee. He's got you by the balls. Again, shout out to Brad.
Thanks, Brad.
That's a Brad move. Love Brad. Did a lot of good things.
Croc, put him in a bikini.
Some head-scratcher things, too. Yeah, Croc put him in a bikini.
Fuck!
This tweet came across my feed when I was looking for interesting things. It's from Arizona Cardinals account. It says, heartbreaking. Arizona Cardinals offensive coordinator Drew Petzing found alive.
What the fuck? Dude, Cardinals fans hate him. The Cardinals tweets were crazy.
Shit,
and that's what it is. Another thing about, like, his scheme fits Jared. Mike McDaniel is such a good offensive mind. He knows.
He will build one.
He knows. He wouldn't have just gone there and told Jared Goff, you're throwing it 50 times a game. He would have catered the offense around what he does best. But, dude.
Bros came.
I was thinking of Mike McDaniel as offensive coordinator.
Yeah, that is fair. Super chat from Zach Fletcher says he did solid work. I'm pretty sure it means TBH, to be honest. Is what he had in Arizona. Connor and Benson over 5 a carry. Michael Wilson turns a solid wide receiver, while turning McBride into the best tight end in football. You're overreacting. Zach, I'm with you. Because even the one kid they picked up, how many running backs did they lose this year? Michael, what is his name? Carter.
Yep.
Carried my fantasy team for like 2 weeks off the fucking practice squad, off the unemployment line. Like the run game should be intact. I don't hate it. I don't know if I like it. I can't say that I like it because Mike McDaniel was out there, but I don't hate it. I'm not pissed. I'm only pissed when I think about the Mike McDaniel possibilities.
Yeah, no, it's not the worst move ever made. Like, Arthur Smith would have been much worse.
I don't think it's a bad move.
Dan Orlovsky would have been much worse. I'm not looking for not a bad move. I'm not looking for, this could work out, maybe. I'm looking for that is a fucking grand slam home run hire. And there was one sitting there, meatball right down the middle, and you swang through it.
That's the issue because right now you can't have any different talking points than you did with Johnny Moe. Like you can't. You can point to these guys and look at now we have better weapons. So the production that they had with these guys, you can only imagine how much better it's going to get. We did that with Johnny Moe last year and it didn't work. The only thing you can argue is that he's younger. Like and that's it. Right now he just doesn't have the resume that you needed because you need to do one of two things. You needed to either have someone with an extreme resume that you and the fans and the organization can trust. That was Mike McDaniel. Or two, you have to take the chance on the young, inexperienced guy that has a lot of buzz but just hasn't gotten his break yet, hasn't gotten his opportunity. This isn't that either. He's had an opportunity. So like it doesn't feel like the right move for an offensive coordinator. Historically, what has worked is either you get the guy that's established that knows what he's doing, or you take the risk, you make the jump, you make the leap on some no-name guy, and it hits like a Ben Johnson. Like those are the two track records. This one doesn't really. It doesn't scream like it's gonna work. It might be fine. But is it going to work for a Super Bowl? No. Is it going to work for sustained success? Maybe not. Like not
Fuck
even
sustained
that.
Success.
You're not even guaranteed that.
We're not in the playoffs right now.
Exactly.
We don't have sustained success.
Exactly. You're not even guaranteed that.
Honestly, before we do, this is terrible, but this is my feeling. This is the start to the offseason. I don't know if I'm re-upping my season tickets.
I don't blame you.
100%. They haven't been serious the past couple seasons, and the tickets are so expensive now where you have to look at it as it's an investment with obviously your money and time. Am I willing to drop my ticket? And right now, the trajectory that this team is on isn't a Super Bowl trajectory. And in the past, it used to be cheap ticket, cheap party, have a great time with my family and my friends. I can still do that without going to the game and giving them my money right now. Because if they don't want to be a serious organization, I'm not going to give them serious money. And right there, right now, that hurts.
And look who's in the playoffs, and look who's in your fucking division. When you talk about offensive minds, you're looking at Sean McVay in the playoffs. He looks pretty good. Ben Johnson, already in the playoffs. He's pretty good. Matt LaFleur, pretty good offensive mind. Kevin O'Connell, damn good offensive mind. And you got Drew fucking Pinkett Smith. Oh, man. All right.
This one pisses me off. Fuck this. All right. They forgot what we were when we sucked for decades.
Well, you better learn real soon.
Guys.
That blows my mind. You cannot have that as your standard.
Yeah, you can't.
You've been broken down and beaten so long you don't know you're getting lied to. Jesus Christ. You cannot accept that as your standard.
Hey,
stop it.
What's the difference?
Get some help.
What's the difference of going fucking 3-14 and missing the playoffs and going 9-8 and missing the playoffs? A worse draft pick. So I hope it feels good that you almost made the playoffs. You love that, right? You're hanging the banner. You're popping the grandkid on the left. Hey, Sonny, look at this season. We almost made the playoffs. You remember those good times, right? Shut the fuck up. That's loser shit. Tell us about BlackRock.
Real quick. Hold on, the super chat. I want to get to Chris. Don't freak out, but there's a man behind you.
Shout out Aaron.
And Mike Kimber. Oh yeah, shout out my cousin Aaron. It's a gamble pick. If he has success, Campbell will get praised. If not, he'll be in the hot seat.
It's not a gamble. It feels like they know that too.
It's not a gamble. It's extremely face value.
Exactly, which is why it feels like, and I'm gonna read BlackRock, but it feels like that's the thing that that this move feels like is it feels like they have immunity. Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell, they have immunity, so they're taking this chance. They want somebody that they can grow with. We're in a Super Bowl window. We're now like it's fleeting. Like we argued, is it closed or not? Like we have to have urgency, and they're not moving with urgency. Why? Because they have the ultimate job security, and that's the ugly truth of it.
They won't if they miss the playoffs again. I'll tell you that.
We'll see. But let me
get
tell
back.
you,
We got more super chats, but tell us about Black Rock.
Yeah, let me tell you about something that's not a miss. It is Black Rock Bar and Grill. It is a sizzle above the rest, and the heavyweights will be there next Wednesday, the 28th, in Davidson for another great event. Shout out, yes, if you are in the area, pull up to the event. You already know what it is, and then please mention Woodward Sports where you go there because you get 20% off your total food bill. That's great food, great vibes, great service, and now a great price. It's Black Rock Bar and Grill, home of steak and stone with a sizzle. Check it out.
Get ready for the ultimate sports experience. Join former University of Michigan star and NFL sensation Braylon Edwards alongside the charismatic Shep.
Braylon Edwards, touchdown Michigan!
As they break down the latest in sports like never before. Tune into the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Touchdown, Braylon Edwards!
Weekdays from 2 to 4 p.m. only on the Woodward Sports Network. Don't miss out on hot topics, insider insights, and the banter that keeps you coming back for more. Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shep Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you. Detroit has the best sports fans in the world. That's why they deserve the best sports coverage in the world. We are the Woodward Sports Network.
A lot of you guys need to relax. A lot of you guys need to calm down.
Never.
All right. I have the perfect product for you. It's called Gold Crown. All right. It's a Michigan brand.
Smoke weed every
Some of
day.
the finest cannabis products in the state. Whether it's the Crown Jewel gummies packed with flavor and effects that'll keep you vibing, or their infused Jester pre-rolls that hit harder than a Lions linebacker. Gold Crown is all about giving you top shelf quality without the royal price tag. You guys know the slogan: "Smoke like royalty." All rise for the reign of royal highs only with Gold Crown.
And Art and Jakes.
Art and Jakes, guys, I can't wait to be back. I think we're going up there for the Michigan State game. I'm not sure yet. I might pull up to another location either way because this is my spot. Whether it's UFC Saturdays, NFL Sundays, and everything in between, Art and Jakes is where I'm at. 22 draft beers. The menu is phenomenal. The food is phenomenal. And 80 TVs wall to wall. Make sure you check out Art and Jakes near you.
Check it out.
Check it out.
What up, though? Welcome back to World Heavyweights Live, WorldSports.com. Eazy, must be more Raxter, Chris, Nicholas Kohloff. Smash like button, be a friend, tell a friend, share the stream. Cousin Aaron in the building as well. Everybody crashing out. I think once season rolls around, do you think you'll calm down about it? You think you'll at any point?
We'll see. I mean, if Cardinals fans know anything of what they're talking about of their former offensive coordinator, Dan Campbell will be calling plays by week 3.
Listen, we've had a Cardinal fan, like NFL guy on here, who told us Kyler Murray was better than Jared Goff.
He did.
Told us Kyler Murray was a top 5 guy.
He did.
I respect that, man. He don't answer my text too often anymore. But he was wrong. They're wrong. What Cardinals fans know. I'm not taking their word for it.
Well, that's another thing too, Spencer. You just pointed out is like doing the same thing over again with Dan Campbell and the play calling. That's going to be a very interesting thing because if this is some guy that you believe in, that you want to grow with, are you really going to give him the reins week 1 to call plays and then strip it from him week 8 or 9 when you start to fight for your playoff life? Or are you going to start the season Dan Campbell calling plays, and then groom him into this position? Are you going to do something different? I didn't want a guy that is going to make Dan Campbell call plays the first 8 weeks this season. But you know what? At this point, I'm craving something different because this feels like insanity. Like I'd rather him be like, yeah, let me learn from my Johnny Moe mistake and bring him in, let him sit behind me for a couple weeks, see how we run it, see how we do it, see what we like, and then toss the reins to you. Like, just do something different. This whole process doesn't scream anything different, and in a season where you went from first in your division to fourth in your division, you need to do something different.
Braxton Bailey with $10 super chat is all in. Even if Megamind Baldy is a good pick, we've still got to go on offensive line and defensive line as we're getting our poop pushed in those areas. Are we 100% sure it's not April? Wait, what? April 1st? April 1st.
April Fool's Day.
April Fool's Day. He spelled April wrong there. Put me in the trenches. We got another super chat here, too, from Joe Mazziola.
Fuck!
What? Oh,
They want to get loud. We can get loud. We can get real fucking loud in here, boys.
Am I tripping?
I hate this hire. God damn it!
Fucking sluts.
Why does it always seem like they are looking for diamonds in a rough with the offensive coordinator and practice squad players instead of spending money and capital to getting real players and coaches? Joe, I'm fucking with you, brother. That's where I get upset about this shit. And I get it with the players. Again, there's money involved. Money that we may not necessarily have to go get a superstar player. We just had an edge rusher tell us that to our faces. But when it comes to the coaching, especially as an offensive coordinator, they're not paid nearly as much as these players. Not at all. There's no excuse in that scenario. Just my opinion. And Joe's too, obviously.
My question to you, Eazy, because you like this hire more than anybody in this room. I wasn't able to hear the Braylon Edwards and Shep show, but I don't know if they were praising it at all either. But it seems like you are in for this. So my question to you is, what grade would you give this hire as of right now, the moment of, obviously, a couple hours after the hire was made? Obviously, it can change.
Early grade.
Early grade.
I'll go B plus. Like, I think the foundation of this team that we went away from this year, partly because of the offensive line, partly because you missed Ben Johnson, was running the football. That's what this guy does well. He's done multiple different running backs. He did it with an offensive line that could only name one offensive lineman on, and that's Paris Johnson, the first-round pick.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we got right now, unless Taylor Decker comes back. So I think you get back to those foundations. You get the play action set up for Jared Goff. Get some fucking protection for Jared Goff. You're right back in business.
Fucking whores to turn down the music. Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah, did they turn down?
No.
I'll do it in a minute. But I think I'm going to give it a B+. What about you?
And
C-.
Damn.
Soft, mid.
I mean, if you're grading against the pool and then Mike McDaniel's out there, yeah, I guess you got to knock it down.
You have to grade it against the pool.
So I'll go B then.
We got a B, a C-. I'm going to D. Doubtful that this team wins a Super Bowl. That's why I'm giving it a goddamn
I'll tell you right
D.
now, the team's not winning a Super Bowl with him as their OC.
And I'm going to say this. You called it a B. We got a C- from Spenny. To me, it's a D. Chris, what would you give it?
I give it an F because it doesn't show any different than what you did last time, and what you did last time brought you from first in the division to fourth in the division.
Exactly, and in the biggest off-season of Dan Campbell's time here with the Detroit Lions and Brad Holmes' time here, in the biggest off-season ever, this needed to be an A+ home run hire. This needed to be an out of the park. This needed to be highest bidding on the best guy. That's what I needed to see out of this organization. They failed to do that right now, and that's why I just don't think this team and this organization is as serious as they need to be about ultimately winning a Super Bowl. They needed this to be an A+. It still could be if this guy, turns, a magic bean into a goddamn, whatever the fuck I'm trying to say. Sorry, excuse me.
He's trying to say pop perk.
Beanstalk.
Into a beanstalk, baby.
Pop bean in that motherfucker. Put a perk in her butt.
I needed this to be an A+ hire, and this doesn't feel like it.
No.
Spinny, last year we hired Johnny Moe, and you said we could win the Super Bowl. You were still talking about winning the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
You're saying this guy, no? I thought you said you like this guy better than Johnny Moe.
I do.
So why?
Because this team's worse than it was last year. And the defense was exposed. And they just said they're not going to change anything about how they go about putting together their defense. And the offensive line's not nearly as good. No, you're not a Super Bowl contender next year. You're scratching to make the playoffs next year. Luigi Gaming with the super chat, he says, it seems like they want to have a built-in excuse the same way they did with edge and center.
I don't disagree that it feels that way. You could definitely convince somebody of that. I don't understand why you would want that built-in excuse rather than just go and do what you need to do to fucking have success, especially when your job is performance-based. You know.
Julian Hampton says, Spencer, relax. You're crashing out on an OC hire before a snap. That's noise, not analysis. Continuity, quarterback comfort, roster fit, not headlines. Same take you had on Jared Goff and apologize. Yeah, well, Jared Goff won us a fucking Super Bowl. Has he? Did I miss that one? Did the Lions win a Super Bowl and I just was asleep? Because if not, then no, Jared Goff's time has been a colossal fucking failure here as well.
Wake up. Wake up.
I just don't understand it, dude. You guys are just so comfortable with mediocrity. Expect more, want more, ask for more, demand more, or you're just going to keep getting the same shit, which is what Dan Campbell just gave you.
Yep. Steve Lean with the $5 super chat says, so when the defense is still trash next season, what will the excuse be? Everyone's freaking out about offense, yet we've never had a good defense. I think ahead will roll next year if the defense is shit again, to be honest with you. I don't think there's too much of an excuse to have a bad defense this year. I was very disappointed with what I saw from Calvin Shepard. You lost 2 safeties. There are fucking 31 other teams. Fucking 16 of them in the playoffs that didn't have fucking Brian Branch or Kirby Joseph both on their team. This is not excuse enough for me. The injury excuse doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
The San Francisco 49ers.
They're pretty injured.
LA Chargers.
They were pretty injured.
Like, the multitude of teams had injuries and still made the playoffs. It's fucking won playoff games.
Bears were ripping Tooney at left tackle.
For a 4th-round pick, and you trade 2/3 for fucking Isaac Tesla.
Who's not even going to play next year? Who's going to be your punt returner next year? Most will see him on the field as in special teams because the offensive coordinator you just hired plays wide receivers less than anybody in the National Football League.
Oh, no!
Maybe investing, 3 huge investments to wide receiver wasn't the best option if this is the guy that you want to go with. Maybe you should have traded up for Colston Loveland or Harold Fannin or one of those guys if you're going to play all fucking tight ends all day.
And I don't want to hear about Monty not being a fit when this whole thing is built on running the damn ball. So I don't want to hear anything about, oh, we just couldn't make it work with Monty. Well, now you have no excuse there.
DBK, one of these 7. Aaron looks like Eazy on Ozempic. All right,
taller
let's
for
go
sure.
to break. Come back, obviously react to more. We also got the playoffs to react to. Maybe we end up doing that tomorrow. Who knows? But Vice, let me tell you guys about Buddy's Pizza, okay? The original Detroit-style pizza. Make sure you guys get it for yourself. If you had some as a Detroiter, shame on you. There's multiple locations. And you get a discount from All Eazy. 10% off, 10 mil at buddiespizza.com. Check it out.
Loom Cannabis. Go to loom.com to find a store near you. And right now, you can use promo code TAXBREAK80 to get 40% off a purchase of $80 or more. Go to Loom right now. Use promo code TAXBREAK80. If they don't give it to you, ask for a manager. Go full Karen and say, hey, TAXBREAK80. I'm spending $80. You're giving me 40% off. It's Loom Cannabis. Go to loom.com.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today. Congratulations to the real Coach of the Year, Motor City Dan Campbell.
Just put your head down and go to work. It's about to be fun, man. It's about to be fun.
Woodward Sports.
Sharon's Heating and Air Conditioning. They have been servicing Metro Detroit families for over 40 years. Shout out to them, and make sure it's going to be real fucking cold next weekend. I don't know if you guys know that, but we're talking -9 like as the temperature. So make sure your heater and your furnace are working well. Go to sharonsheating.com. All right, so Eazy left. I had to kill him because he was being too happy for this hire. He said he loves the hire. He said this is the best offensive coordinator the Detroit Lions could have grabbed. So I had to end his life.
Look what happened.
Yeah, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. And so now it will be the Woodward heavyweight. This will be in memoriam of Eazy, because he said one too many times that this was his favorite hire for offensive coordinator. And it's like a ghost just walked through. No, but man, I don't know. Like I said, is this the worst hire that the Lions could have made? No, but it's also not the best. And when you are sitting outside of the playoffs and you are being lapped by a couple teams in your own division, you can't settle for a not bad hire. And they did. R.I.P.
Praise God.
Once someone said, Eazy, known Lion Slappy, R.I.P. I'll be happy to go down as Lion Slappy for all the abuse I've taken for being a Jared Goff hater or a Lions hater. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not really tripping as much as bad as you guys. I guess it's not the sexy hire. I'm still locked in on what Brad Holmes doing this offseason.
I guess there is where I will go with this question. Do you have faith in Brad Holmes to address this offensive line to the amount and to the players of the quality they need to end up making this back a top 3 offense, especially that can go on the road in the playoffs and win against a great defense?
No.
Do you Easy? Because
faith in Brad Holmes
to address what he needs to this offseason to get us back in Super Bowl contention.
I do. Maybe Super Bowl contention isn't the words I would use. Playoffs for damn sure.
That's non-negotiable.
But it is a performance-based job. Unless Sheila has sat there and told them, hey, your job's completely safe. Take fucking 3 years getting back there. I highly doubt that's the case. All right, she experienced the love. She experienced a chance, fans screaming her name. I'm sure she loves that stuff, especially growing up, the entire fucking city and franchise hating the Ford ownership. I think we'll be back in the playoff contention, back in the conversation. Super Bowl conversations yet to be seen. I think there's multiple things that need to be addressed. We don't know when Kirby Joseph's coming back. We don't know when Brian Branch is coming back. I mean, we know Kirby's coming back, but for how long? You know, and at what level of his former self would he be? And when he does make that return, there are more conversations to be had, but you need to get an offensive line. There is just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That needs to be addressed. And defensive line. Defensive line, unfortunately, I mean, like you said, they've
you got 3 people on contract on your defensive line right now.
He point blank told you probably going to take the same approach to that one. That is unfortunate. But offensive line, the offense can carry you there enough to be in the conversation for you guys to be happy and watch this team during Wild Card Weekend. Hopefully a divisional round.
See, Eazy, my only problem with everything you're saying is not that it can't be true, but that after this season, I just can't, in good faith, give them that leeway, give them that glass half full approach. Like they have to re-earn that with me if I'm being honest with you, between the moves that they've made, between bringing in players and staffing and everything. They have to prove to me. So what you're saying could end up being right, but to me, I don't know, how can you have that approach after last season? You had some holes to replace and you didn't replace anything. What's the one thing that we got better at from 2 seasons ago to this season?
Nothing.
Jack Campbell.
J-Mo. Players got better, but in terms of Brad Holmes filling in spots to upgrade over, no, you didn't.
Thomas Loro says, wait till Brad drafts a center from some high school in Spain. Super chat in there from De Purple Puma. He says, when it comes to clear choices that both the fans and professional analysts are in agreement. Brad has to go against it just to prove us all wrong. Honestly, it's starting to feel like that. But this wasn't on Brad. This is a Dan Campbell hire.
Yeah. Dan Campbell picks up the coaching staff.
Delonte HD said Lions are the only team to have 2 seasons ended in a span of 2 months. Might be SOL time, fellas.
Shit, that might be the Broncos.
Bo Nix is overrated anyways.
Yeah, it's fair.
Keith
It's only a
Garardo
bone.
with the super chat says, I think defense is more important.
Oh, Nix just went head-to-head with Allen. Come on.
Yeah, his defense did. Is a more important thing to address, especially looking at the playoffs. We are not going to win a chip with this D. Absolutely. But, you know,
It's definitely
you
something.
didn't feel like you needed to move on from your defensive coordinator because he's your friend, and you're not going to change your approach to the defensive line because it's working so well. So the defense is going to be what the defense is. Like, don't expect this drastic jump in the defense because you're going to have a similar defensive line. You're going to have the same coordinator. You're going to have less veteran depth because you're losing a lot of important veterans like Alex Anzalone, like a DJ Reader, like a Roy Lopez, like an Amik Robertson. Oh, and both of your safeties might never play football ever again. Luigi Gaming with the super chat says,
throw that in there.
yeah, I know. I mean, they're probably going to, but Brian Branch isn't playing football until November at least.
I'll say
Kirby,
this.
we don't know. He's a ticking time bomb. And I love
I'll say
Kirby
this real quick
Joseph.
too on the offense part. Like the offense did bring you to an NFC Conference Championship game. There's that.
Yeah, and with Ben Johnson calling the plays. Is this guy better than Ben Johnson? No. Hard pass.
No, you're not going to find too many guys better than Ben Johnson.
You did it once. Do it again. Luigi Gaming with the super
gotta
chat
do.
says, to play devil's advocate, I don't remember Ben Johnson winning a Super Bowl here, so let's relax and give the asshole a chance.
Fire.
Also, you added
Whether we like it or not, he's going to get that chance.
I mean, there's nothing we can do about it now. He's signed, sealed, delivered. He's ours.
You had an all-pro center. Brad Holmes is now 0 for 1 because I don't think Graham Glasgow, to anybody's, even his own standards, probably didn't play up to it.
He
was a
told you
below
he didn't
average-
want to play center.
I know that. I'm not blaming Graham for him being our starting center. I'm blaming Brad
could.
Holmes
You
for
could.
putting him as our starting center.
Oh, yeah.
He's 0 for 1 on the biggest position in Jared Goff's whole entire life to be successful is the center position. If he's getting pressure up the middle, he's going to get body bagged every single game. Have you seen the turnovers in this playoff, fellas? Imagine we did make the playoffs. We're going up against one of these defenses. If we don't address the interior at the center position at an extremely high level, we're going to continue to get cooked. Oh, you like 4 turnovers from Josh Allen? You like 3 picks from Caleb Williams? You play a good defense in the playoffs, you're going to see it again from Jared Goff.
See these defenses in the playoffs, too?
Did you watch Jared Goff on Christmas?
Not great, Bob. What about Thanksgiving? What about week 1?
Rip.
What about against the Steelers?
But other than that, great.
To give him the play out or something.
But when we're playing the fucking Cowboys or the Bears,
Spencer, you take away those 4 things,
yeah,
great.
You take away the 4 good defenses he played, then the offense is amazing.
Because I'm going to get it right
You
up
take
in
away
ya.
those 4 turnovers that Josh Allen had, he had a pretty good game.
I love Kelvin. I like Kelvin Shepard. He said that shit. I was like, oh.
Yeah, if you take away the 4 30-plus yard rushes we gave, the defense was pretty good.
Yeah, you can't.
That's not how that works.
Do that, man.
You take away 50 pounds off of me, I'm a fucking rocket, dude. Like,
maybe not. I don't know.
this team's starting to piss me off, dude.
Chat poll was easy, right? That Brad does not win as bad as Howie. That's just
What do you
that's a
need?
fact.
What do you need next year?
Offensive line.
No, the team wise, like success wise. What do you need to see out of this team next year?
But I don't know if my expectations are in the Super Bowl conversation yet.
They're not. Mine are not.
Yeah, I don't know.
This team will not win the Super Bowl next year.
I got a little taste of that caviar, and I can't go back, brother. I'm going to be pissed off either way. I got a good feeling that I'm going to be pissed off either way. And I'm going to always revert back to those years from fucking 23 to up to last year where Brad Holmes did diddly fucking dick. And some of it, and Brockers made a great point too. Like some of it could be on ownership. Maybe you didn't have the cash money to go get some of those guys, but you certainly had draft picks, and you decided to fucking spend them on fucking another draft pick.
Broderick Martin, Tesla, Manu,
You know,
Hendon Hooker.
that's what I'm gonna be pissed off about a couple years from now.
Dude, that's what it is too. Like
4 third rounders or
I saw Jelani Tavai getting a lot of snaps for the Patriots.
Carlton Davis looked phenomenal this
Jelani
week.
Tavai was a miss, right? He's still in the league getting snaps.
He ain't good though.
Fucking Broderick Martin is working at a Dunkin' Donuts.
Landman.
Hendon Hooker is cleaning Teddy
No spoilers.
Bridgewater's jockstrap.
Yeah, terrible misses on those parts, and I just think like Terrion being out, Rakestraw. There we go again, boys. There goes the second round miss. Add it to the list of Pascal and Levi in terms of players that can't get on the field that you drafted the second effing round. That's what is frustrating. There's so many things that are frustrating. And I think a lot of my anger today is stemming from the fact I'm watching all these teams just, in the playoffs and the Lions aren't there. I will say, so I came in a little bit more aggressive than I typically would, but I still don't like this hiring at all. I don't.
Normally, Nick, you're calm. That's
Yeah,
true.
you're
That's true.
normally
You're
very-
out of character.
Yeah. All right, let's
Extremely out
go
of
to
character.
Nick, have a Snickers. You're not yourself.
Yeah, you're not yourself.
Yeah, dude.
Let's go to break. We're gonna come back. A couple super chats to clean up. Rhino Gilberto says props to the Lions for making a Make-A-Wish job. All right, no, it's not the worst. Like this is better than Arthur Smith, but when you are not in the playoffs and you're trying to win a Super Bowl, I need better than Arthur Smith. Sorry if that makes me crazy. Poor Daryl with the super chat said, did anyone else feel watching the games over this weekend how far away we actually are?
I did last
Better
week.
get home field next year, fellas. I did this weekend because all of those defenses were fucking nasty.
Yeah. A lot of good defenses this weekend. All the way around.
Tell us about Dr. Pierce.
I'll tell you about Dr. Pierce. He's the best guy I know. This ad read tells me so. Listen, don't miss expert sports injury insights from Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. Catch Dr. Pierce Tuesdays on Big D Energy and Thursdays on the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep, where he shares top-tier advice to keep athletes in peak condition. Trust the guy I trust, Dr. Jeff Pierce. Here's how you can help stay in the game and perform at your best. Visit MichiganSportsandSpine.com or call 248-426-9944. That's 248-426-9944.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Like a frostbite straight from the divine. Cold rush on my skin feels so fine. Muscle freeze, it's an ache. No side effects, no mistake. Chill Sub-Zero, icy and true. Feel the chill. It's all for you. It's not magic, just science play. Chill Sub-Zero.
Best drink in the game out right now is Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Make sure to check some out tonight as you're gearing up for the big game. I got IU in that one, but no better pairing for a big game than a Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Make sure to check them out. It truly is the best drink out right now. We love them here at Woodward Sports, and you're going to love them too. Try the pink lemonade. It's honestly delicious. Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Make sure to check it out.
What up, though? Welcome back to Whatever It's Live, WhateverSports.com. Each of us more action on Chris Nicholas Kohloff. Be a friend, tell a friend, and share the stream. There's some rumors Mike McDaniel didn't want to come work with Jared Goff. Just reading the words on the screen. I'm joking. I made that up. Or somebody commented it.
Tomorrow I'll get you some reps.
I think that was Jeff.
Yeah, that's probably
I think it was Jeff that said that in the group chat.
It was probably Jeff. Yeah. What if because we didn't hire him, he does like fucking like go out talking that shit like fuck. I don't want to work with Jared Goff anyway. Jared Goff's a bitch.
Nick.
Yeah. And like I said, this one.
Yeah.
Anything.
I don't know. It's nothing like that. I mean, Maz Carpetbag says, would you? I mean, not if Josh Allen's available. You think Mike McDaniel's going to be the head coach of the Bills?
Nah.
You don't think he's going to be a head coach?
Nah. Oh, a head coach? Dog, I don't understand. Like,
What if
I
he
get
goes
it.
to the Eagles?
That'd be terrifying.
That would immediately make them a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah.
If they already aren't, like if you're saying they aren't, which I wouldn't say that, but that would definitely solidify them as right back there as probably the best team in the NFC.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I was gonna say though, I guess I get like enough bites of the apple. You didn't get it done for Sean McDermott being fired today. I get that. Why this hiring cycle? There's no one. This is not the year I would have picked to fucking fire that guy.
Well, you know who it's not going to be. It's not going to be fucking
Drew Petzing.
Drew Petzing, because he's our guy. So suck it, everybody looking for a head coach. We got Drew Petzing. You can't have him.
Keep an eye out on Indiana offensive coordinator Mike Shanahan.
As head coach? That'd be Gase. Yeah, I don't know. I would have waited a year to fire. The other thing too, Brendan Beam, not only kept the GM of the Bills, not only kept his job, they promoted him to the president of football operations.
That's crazy.
That's fucking insane. That guy's just as guilty as Sean McDermott.
I'll tell you what. If Mike McDaniel gets announced as the offensive coordinator of the Philadelphia Eagles,
it's a wrap.
You want to see a fucking crash out.
They'll go on to win another Super Bowl, and we'll be asking ourselves, "Oh, it wasn't a scheme fit." That's what.
Yeah, hey, at least we got penis.
You know, he wasn't really he didn't really fit our culture.
He didn't really fit.
That's probably what we'll.
Yeah, we don't really win Super Bowls here. He doesn't really fit what we got going on.
Yeah.
And Stick will still be here telling you Brad Holmes just as good, if not better than Howie. Neil will still be sitting here telling you Brad Holmes just as good, if not better than Howie.
We had a lot of competition for Drew Gio, says Thomas wrote. It's true.
Yeah, can somebody send me those tweets? They exist.
Drew Petzing.
I don't remember a single fucking person interviewing this guy for any type of job.
Drew Petzing.
Not even that fucking
interview.
Buffalo Wild Wings. By the way,
it says he's openly homosexual on his Wikipedia page, but it was taken down. That was probably a scorned Cardinals fan. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. Not seeing anything here.
Not good. I'm typing Drew Petzing interview, maybe. Let's see. No,
that's what I did. Yeah,
nothing.
Nothing's popping up.
Literally, fucking nothing.
I see one here that
scroll
says,
past Booner.
As a Cardinals fan
With a
who
beard.
has been putting up the most atrocious offense I've ever seen in 15 plus years of being a fan of this dog shit team, Drew Petzing is a terrorist and a war criminal. Well, that's not a glowing review. The Bears did interview Drew Petzing as a head coach candidate before they hired Ben Johnson.
That's a good sign.
That's something.
That is actually something.
That's all I'm seeing, though.
My favorite was the heartbreaking tweet from Arizona offensive coordinator Drew Petzing found alive.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. I do like Stefanski. He's on the Stefanski tree. He is literally Stefanski 2.0, former DB, turned offensive, side of the ball.
He's a Stefanski
2.0
guy.
seems
with
crazy.
Yale, fucking Boston College, Harvard. Smart kid.
Smart guy.
Smart guy.
Yeah, don't call him a kid.
Well, yeah,
Smart guy.
He's older than me. He's the best. Yeah, we need our president to come hype this guy up.
Well, that'll do it for us today. Appreciate you tapping in. Shout out to
Wait. Who you got for the national championship?
Indiana.
By the way, Nick saying IU is foreign as fuck. I'm not used to IU yet being a thing.
Yeah.
They're finally good now, though.
Shout out to Indiana.
I'll be rooting for Miami. I don't care.
I'm rooting for Indiana.
I'm rooting for Big Ten for sure.
It's fair.
Fuck the SEC and the ACC for that
You know,
matter.
fuck Carson Beck, too. I saw an interview this weekend.
Yeah.
They're like, how you concentrating on the game with all your classes? He's like, I graduated 2 years ago. I don't have classes. How the fuck is that allowed? That's insane. This is college football. You guys not in college playing for your that's insane.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Just
fucking don't call it college football anymore. That's nuts.
NFL.
I never had a big issue with NIL. That's crazy though. That's fucking nuts.
NFL light.
That is nuts.
Well,
I'm not in college. What the fuck? I graduated 2 years ago.
It's pretty crazy. I mean, this is
Not even like fucking couple months. 2 years.
This is his sixth year.
He wasn't like I graduated 6 months ago. That was crazy.
He's on campus fucking freshman probably. It's disgusting.
Plus, he looks a little cracked out while he was saying it too.
He's Jared Goff on meth.
No.
He's meth Goff.
He's meth Goff.
Allegedly.
What do you mean no? Allegedly. Yes, he is. Think I'm scared of Carson Beck?
Meth Goff.
No, he can.
Or
he can run
less
a little.
athletic
he can
Johnny
run.
Manziel.
Yeah.
There you go. Sloth. Jared Sloth.
Jared Sloth.
Although Jared
Meth Sloth.
Jared Goff is Jared Sloth.
Yeah.
IU tonight for sure, though.
Yeah, give me Indiana.
Jared Melf.
Well, that'll do it for us today. Appreciate you tapping in.
Meth
Shout out to Michael Brockers for joining us. Great interview. We're going to have him on again soon for sure.
Absolutely.
And shout out to Dennis Pretzel for... I don't want to be disrespectful again.
Drew
Petzing. He is not the worst choice. So if you leave anything from today, just leave with he's better than Arthur Smith.
He'll have the second best offense in the National Football League next year. How about that? Whoever Mike McDaniel's probably going to be number one. We'll have a second.
For Eazy, for Nick, for Chris.
Number two, my lord.
We'll see you guys later. Peace.